In our very first video on the female gaze, we got a tremendous amount of comments, especially from women, about the accuracy and quality of our video. This seemingly simple analysis of what women actually find attractive really struck a chord with people. Nowadays, it seems like everyone is trying to sell you the secret to attraction. It's a lucrative market because it's such an abstract topic. It's the perfect product to sell because it can never be fully answered, thus never fully satisfied. It's like a cheeseburger that just makes you hungrier after you eat it. In this video, we're going to address some of the comments I got on the first video, and we're going to use statistic and scientific studies to really hammer home how attraction plays out in the real world. First, I want to hammer home this concept into your mind. Please never forget this. There is a massive difference in what people say they want and how they actually act. It's actually oftentimes not even in the same realm. If I purely ran my channel based on what my subscribers say they want, the channel would go downhill very quick. Henry Ford, the inventor of the automobile, famously said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. The point being, most people really don't know what they want. They think they do, but they don't. And this comes out in the way they actually act when given choices.
One thing that you brought up that is so important is there's a difference between desires and behaviors. So like the average woman wants a guy that's 6 foot plus. Okay, sure. The average guy wants like a 19-year-old supermodel, but that's not the choices that people are making in real life. And it's very interesting because like, I know this anecdotally, I can be having a conversation with a woman, and this happens so many times, where a woman will be like, yeah, I think my partner is like pretty attractive. Oh my God, though, like these guys are like super hot. And it's like, oh damn, like would you ever leave your partner for this guy? It's like, no. But like, I just think these guys are really hot. Whereas I think men can be a little bit more visually driven sometimes. If a guy is saying like another girl is way hotter than his girl, there might be like a risk there of him upgrading or cheating or whatever. But we tend to project onto each other the things that we want. And a guy is like, if I had the chance to, I might upgrade to somebody that looks better than you. For women, they might see guys that look better than their current partner, but that doesn't necessarily mean they would just upgrade immediately. Like they would make, the desire doesn't necessarily map onto the behavior there.
How men think attraction works. Most men have this mentality that attraction works like a video game. If they level up certain aspects of themselves, that means they can unlock a certain type of woman. They believe there's linear progression, a formula, where if they work on A, B, and C, you'll get D results. But human emotions, especially attraction, don't operate on such simplistic terms. Why do we as guys love the gym so much? Because it's simple. You go consistently. You lift heavier and heavier weight each time. You eat more and more. And eventually, you get stronger and become more aesthetic. It's the kind of progression we understand on a primal level. That's why when we're faced with unchangeable traits like height or race, it short-circuits our brain, because these unchangeable traits defy the very logic we've grown accustomed to. We grow up thinking anything is possible with hard work, but suddenly you realize that no amount of hard work will make you taller. It's a wrench in our perfectly calibrated systems. It's the same reason why things like nofap have grown out of control, with men claiming it makes them more attractive to women. They believe that by following a specific regimen, they can gain an edge in the dating game, as if holding on to one's sexual energy is the cheat code to becoming irresistible. How we find partners. The way both men and women find partners is actually pretty similar. Most people pre-select for socioeconomic status and physical attractiveness. In the simplest terms, a Harvard graduate is probably going to end up with another Ivy League graduate. A guy that is a 5 out of 10 in attractiveness is probably going to end up with a 5 out of 10 girl. There is a concept called the beauty status exchange, which is the concept of a beautiful woman dating a less attractive guy who has money. Statistically, this is actually extremely rare. Most people end up with people that are very similar to themselves. Why is a show like 90 Day Fiancé so entertaining and a little bit jarring? Because it defies these typical patterns of how people actually pair up. On 90 Day Fiancé, we are introduced to a couple who at first glance seems to have little in common. The differences in age, culture, socioeconomic status, and sometimes physical attractiveness are stark. And there's a reason almost all of these relationships end up in disaster. Speaking of relationships, in the online world, our relationship with the internet needs protection and privacy. In today's connected era, everyone should seriously consider using a VPN. Why? A VPN or virtual private network ensures that your data travels through a secure tunnel, your IP address remains hidden, and all your sensitive information is encrypted. With CyberGhost VPN, you can be rest assured that your online actions remain your own private business. But why should you choose CyberGhost VPN over other VPNs? Number 1. Multi-platform availability. It doesn't matter if you're a Windows enthusiast, a macOS creative, an Android user, or an iOS aficionado. CyberGhost VPN has got you covered across all these platforms. It's even available on smart TV and gaming consoles. It has strict no logs policy. That means your online activities remain a mystery to everyone. Even CyberGhost doesn't have a clue. You get multiple device protection. One subscription allows you to protect up to 7 devices. Share the safety with your family and friends. You're also covered with 24/7 support and a money-back guarantee. Day or night, CyberGhost VPN is there to assist you, and with a 45-day money-back guarantee, there's absolutely no risk to give it a try. CyberGhost VPN has offered an exclusive deal to you, my amazing subscribers. Get their top-notch service at just $2.03 a month, and enjoy an additional 4 months absolutely free. That's a whopping 84% off. Whether you're trying to access a video, a gaming site, or even a streaming service like Netflix, Hulu, or Disney+, CyberGhost VPN allows you to bypass geo-restrictions with ease. Trusted by over 38 million users and boasting a stellar 5-star rating on Trustpilot, CyberGhost VPN truly stands out as one of the best in the business. Click the link in the pinned comment below or in the video description to start safeguarding your digital life today. The female gaze. Let's be honest, what you really find interesting about the female gaze is wanting to use the information to make yourself more attractive, or at the very least have a path forward in improving your attractiveness. One of the most interesting concepts found in studies is that of inferred attractiveness. Think of inferred attractiveness as having a toy you initially had no interest in, but your friends all of a sudden want to play with it too, and because of that, you suddenly value it a lot more and want to play with it a lot more. According to this study, we learned that girls often like guys based on who other girls also like. They begin to notice what makes that one guy stand out from the rest and start to like his special features. And that feature doesn't always line up to being the healthiest choice. Sometimes, a lot of girls can like a guy because he seems strong, tall, and healthy. Other times, they might like something about a guy even if it doesn't necessarily mean he's the healthiest choice. The easiest example being a guy that has a criminal or violent past. So attraction sometimes can often seem like it comes in giant waves. One girl likes you, her friends take notice, and suddenly other girls realize you're actually pretty cool too. That's why a lot of guys notice that once they're in a relationship, they get a lot more female attention than when they were single. The height pill. All credit for this section goes to an amazing write-up by the Nuance Pill. You can find his blog in the description below. Here's what he found out when studying to what extent does height influence a man's sexual success. The common belief is that extremely attractive men, often called chads, with features like facial attractiveness or height, tend to have a lot more sexual partners. But in reality, these factors like being super tall or having a model-like face don't significantly correlate with having a ton of partners. Even if these so-called chads have a ton of dating opportunities, most of them aren't serial daters. They often prefer meaningful relationships and pair bonding, just like most other people do. While society often paints tall men as being irresistible to women, the findings suggest that even if they are perceived that way, they aren't exploiting this supposed advantage to have multiple partners. While height may play a role in mate quality or perhaps relationship satisfaction, the data doesn't really overwhelmingly support this. With that being said, it's not that height has zero influence. It's noticeable that it does have some effect, but more in the way that being short might be a disadvantage rather than being tall is a significant advantage. Wrapping up. So after 2 videos on the female gaze, reading countless studies, watching countless videos, having a ton of discussions with my girlfriend, here's how I would conclude this subject. Attraction is complicated. Don't listen to anyone that says attraction is a simple formula and you can attract a ton of women by just listening to them. We can't purely distill it down to facts and science because of how shape-shifting it is. It changes with trends, with your age, with your environment, with our hormones and our experiences. You're not always going to like what you like now. A girl can like you because of the way you laugh, because it reminds her of her first crush in the 2nd grade. A girl can say she only dates guys over 6 feet tall, but her entire dating history is filled with guys her own height. The things people say they want don't nearly map out in reality. As always, the best thing to do is to take care of the universal markers of attraction. Have good hygiene, have good skin, take care of your fitness, be socially savvy, collect experiences, have some dress sense, make some money, and most importantly, be authentic. Don't forget to click on the description link to get the special discount CyberGhost VPN is granting to our viewers. This application will protect your data while you browse and give you full access to all blocked content on the internet for just $2.03 a month. Totally risk-free, so check it out. Link in the description. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.